All right, so I soaked my cashews because I like to soak my cashews because what happens when you soak a lot of your different nuts, you pull out, let's say almonds for instance, they have a little bit of an arsenic value, plus there's a ton of debris. Walnuts, macadamia, cashew, you have phytate. So you just want to pull that out because the debris and the phytate and a little bit of that arsenic value that almonds has, that's what causes indigestion, I said it, and that kind of pulling that you get in your guts when you eat too much of, you know, the nut family. So that's really important to soak your nuts. So we're going to make cashew nut butter for our breads that we're doing today on Kitchen Essentials with an emphasis on health and wellness. But now we have to let these cool and then we'll come back and we're going to make cashew nut butter. All right, gang, so we've had a fantastic conversation with Dr. Banawa today from Rancho Family Medical Group. We've made 2 breads with cashew nut butter. So now I'm just going to show you how to make cashew nut butter at home because it's so much more affordable. If you go out to get a jar of this, you could pay anywhere from $12 to $22. So if you get a really good raw, and I prefer raw, I really prefer organic, but if you can just get your basic raw cashews, you want to soak them, then you want to dry them out, and then it'll make a great nut butter. So we have 2 cups, 14 ounces. You can also weigh it. You're going to put it into your blender, super high speed. I'm then going to add a little bit of coconut oil and a little pinch of salt because the oil will help the nut butter along so it doesn't take as long, but it'll also be a little smoother, and that little pinch of salt, I love it. Super loud, here we go. All right, so we're going to help this along, pull it off the edges. You know, one thing I talk about a lot in baking is that you sometimes just have to stop your stand mixer, your Cuisinart, your blender, and you got to pull things down. Help it along, help get everything incorporated, right? Okay, here we go again. All right, so let's check it out. See that it's pretty well blended? All right, so we have our nut butter. This looks a little bit dry, so something could have happened from soaking them to, you see at the bottom, this is what I talk about with incorporating. You see how it's a little bit more moist down here at the bottom? So we're just going to go ahead and add a little bit more coconut oil in here. You can also use an orange flavored olive oil if you like. You can use avocado oil. All right. But you can see that that's just a little dry, and that's okay. Let's see how it tastes. Delicious. I'm going to moisten that up. I mean, you guys, obviously you know that when you open your natural nut butters, what's the first thing you see in them? You see that all that oil on top, right? It's exactly what I've done here to hydrate that nut butter. Now you can take this much smoother, or you can leave it chunky. I personally love it like this for when I'm putting it on toast. For the recipe that we're doing, you definitely want it just a little smoother, but you get the gist of it, right? And I taste that little bit of salt that I put in. It's perfect. It's delicious. So now we're going to get on to one more thing that I want to share with you because we have some extra cashews. We're going to make cashew nut milk real quick. You can do this. It's the same recipe with almonds. It's the same recipe with walnuts, with hazelnuts, with macadamia nut milk. We're going to make cashew nut milk. All right, let's do this.